everyone. Myself Manju Sharma from Suresh Kandiya University, Jagatpura, Jaipur. Department is School of Agriculture. Today we are going to discuss about organic crop management in soybean. So how we can manage the organic crop in soybean. Introduction. When we hear about organic farming, these are the questions that we need to know answers to. What is organic farming? Why it is need of the hearts? What are its pros and cons? What is crop rotation, legume intensification and intercropping? What is organic farming? Organic agriculture is a production system that sustains the health of soil, ecosystem, and people. It relies on ecological processes, biodiversity, and cycles adaptation rather than the use of input with adverse effects. Organic agriculture combines tradition, innovations, and science to benefit the shared environment and promote fair relationship and good quality of life for all involved. Why it is need of the heart, even though we have been farming organically. After green revolution in 60s, organic became somewhat obsolete. It is only now that it has gained popularity. So, we Indians generally follow the trend popular in West, and organic farming and food is no such exception, but this was the thing for rich people. Another reason is the rising consequences about food safety and health among consumers. Demand is increasing, so production has to be matches. Current COVID situation has made people more aware about food. The food available has high residuals of chemicals, can help fight climate change and environmental pollution. As synthetic inputs are not used, they are not leached into groundwater, and also carbon is stored in soil. Long term soil fertility is conserved as well as soil biodiversity is mentioned. The farmers are not getting a very good price for produce. The MSPs are very stagnated while the cost of production is going up year by year. It also puts burden over government as subsidies over inputs has to be increased so that farmers don't have to face loss. So this can be dealt by adopting organic farming practices which helps cut input cost a lot as most inputs are generated on farm itself. Despite high popularity, the organic produce market is quite large and is still not covered completely. Great opportunity to capture market by filling in the gap between demand and supply. Quite remunerative if farmers form FPOS and shall produce under a brand name. All are the reasons why organic agriculture is need of hearts and picking up pace. What are its pros and cons? No matter how good all this sound, organic agriculture has its own pros and start organism and more sustainable, good for climate, soil productivity, and farmers' health. Cost coming to cons of organic agriculture, initial cost is high, may not be suitable to grow on large scale in one go, highly variable value and quality of produce, certification expensive, and regulations are hard to meet, time consuming, and needs plenty of knowledge, higher pest incidence. Then what is crop rotation, legume intensification, and intercropping? Crop rotation, legume intensification, and intercropping are very important aspects of organic farming, as if organic agriculture is a building, these three will be three of the many pillars it would be standing, and that two quite strong ones. The crop rotation would ensure the crop rotation, legume intensification, and intercropping are very important aspects of organic farming. The crop rotation would ensure nutrient balance and crop diversity. Legume intensification helps accumulate nitrogen, while intercropping makes the operations more profitable. Crop rotation. Crop rotation is the practice of planting different crops on the same piece of land sequentially. Crop rotation does the following: it builds soil organic matter as different crops are taken in the same field which have different nutritional requirements. Their residue is when incorporated in soil give organic matter that has different nutrients, helps control pest. A crop may be susceptible to a certain disease or pest. When monocropping, the pest load is increasing due to overwintering. This can be controlled by planting non-host crops to disrupt pest and diseases cycle and control them. Manages and conserve nutrients. Each crop has its particular nutrient requirement. One crop need one nutrient more than other, like maize is nitrogen intensive. Likewise, potato needs more potassium. When is monocropping, these crops deplete a particular nutrient from soil, creating deficiency. This can be avoided by opting for crop rotation. Next is prevent soil erosion. Crop rotation prevent soil erosion for two reasons. The first being by providing vegetation cover, the land is not kept fallow or it is then for a very short time and the root binds the soil. Other reason is that in crop rotation, different crops are planted with different root different root depth. After harvest, the root system remains in soil, keeping the soil together in different depths. Legume intensification. It is an eco-friendly practice of crop intensification by the incorporation of a legume crop in the cropping system. It is widely used in smallholder farms to boost the income of the farmer. It also helps to restore soil fertility by fixing vast amount of organic nitrogen as well as solubilizing phosphate present in the soil. It reduces the dependency on synthetic nitrogen source, increases soil activity and microbial biomass. Then intercropping. Intercropping is a type of cropping geometry in which two or more crops are grown on same piece of land simultaneously in a predefined pattern of rows. When going for organic farming, the outcome may not always be profitable, but when intercropping is done, it ensures that the ventures does not go into loss. Say, if a commodity is not getting a good price, maybe the intercrop is getting. So say if commodity is not getting a good price, maybe the intercrop is getting good price, it will be cancel out the loss. Same goes with pest and disease outbreak. Now objective to compare the various factors, morphological and economics of soybean crop under traditional and organic management. The morphological characters on which the comparison is based are average number of flowers per plant, average number of pods per plant, average number of root nodules per plant, and average size of root nodule, then test weight of seeds. Economic factors on which the comparison is based are like seed yield, additional income from intercrop, and input cost and returns. Then the procedure. The experiment was carried out during previous Kharif season at Andori village in Latur district of Maharashtra on 2 acres of land with each acre dedicated for traditional and organic production of soybean respectively. The soybean variety used was Mouse 71, which is an early maturing variety with resistant to pod suffering. The soya the soybean in plot 1 that was traditional and cultivated using the prevalent method such as using chemical fertilizer as basal dose and use of herbicide and insecticide. The soybean in plot 2 was cultivated using organic production technology, which will be discussed in the next slide. The intercropping was done 4:2 with 4 rows of soybean as main crop and 2 rows of pigeon pea as intercrop. Then the cultivation practices followed. During summer flagging, cow manure was added to fixed field. Expect, except this, no additional fertilizer was added to plot 2 while a basal dose of DAP 50 kg per acre was added in plot 1. Seeds in both the plots were sown using a standard seed drill. Soybean in plot 2 is intercropped with pigeon pea, which ensure that the soil is covered and weeds are suppressed. At the time of sowing, waste decomposer solution by NCOF was prepared in 2 drums by adding 2 kg of jaggery to 200-liter water in a drum and adding microbial in plot 2 insect paste repellent different prepared by mixing leaves of neem, calotropis, Jamun, cannabis, etc. with waste decomposer solution with spread on weekly or biomass. When the pest incidence was higher in plot 2, damage was far less than plot 1. When pest levels were even though pest incidence was higher in plot 2, damage was far less than plot 1. Then West Bengal, when pest levels were very high, they were controlled using NPV findings. As per what was observed on field, the plants from plot 2 were taller than plant from pole. Then the plants from pot 1 and short, very quick growth. The plants from plot 2 were also more branched than their plot number 1. Randomly 100 plants were selected from each plot and flowers counted. The average flower number per plant in plot first was observed to be 50 to 14, while In plot 2 it was 55.89. So the root system of plants from plot 2 was also more than robust than plants from plot. So uh, expect this. The plot 2 also have yield from pigeon pea that totals around 5. Except this, the plot 2 also heavy yield from pigeon pea totals around 59. The return from pigeon pea is not added in calculation. Then cost comparison between plot 1 and 2, particular cow manure. So cow manure in plot 1 2000 and in plot 2 also same. Then DAP basal dose in plot 1 1300 and in plot 2 0. Plant protection 8000 herbicide, fungicide and insecticides. Then in plot 2 1200 BT, NPV, Bassiana and waste decomposer. Harvest and threshing. In plot 1 it was 1000 and in plot 2 1000. Soybean only. Transport 600 or 600 for both the varieties. Then transport 600 kg. Then total is in plot 1 17,025 or in plot 2 1165. Then conclusion from the observation made in the field, it is clear that crop cultivated by organic method is more robust and have vigorous growth. The plant from plot 2 produced 11.16 percent. The plants from plot 2 produced 11.46%. More flowers are. Then the root system of plot 2 plant was robust with mostly large root nodule and had 1.452 times more root nodule in comparison to plant from plant 1. Organic farming in India. Organic farming was first coined by the Lord Northburne in 1946 in the book of Look of the Land. Organic farming The market of organic products at local and uh, internationally has a tremendous growth prospectus and offers producers and exporters excellent opportunities to improve their income and living conditions. Center to organic agriculture are promotion of social fertility, native flora and fauna, conservation and production method adapted to the locality. The income derived from organic production is at least as high as that from conventional farming. Results from meta-analysis of 14 different countries show that organic farming is 22 to 35% more profitable than conventional agriculture on average, while organic yield are significantly lower. Organic farmers receive higher price for their product in certified organic markets. Average price premiums at the farm level are on the magnitude of 30%. Without price premiums, organic farming would be less profitable than conventional farming. Socio-economic aspect of organic farming. Organic yield obtained with organic production method tends to be lower than those in conventional agriculture. However, in situations where farmers have limited access to modern production technologies, organic yield can be similar to conventional ones. With intensive training and sustainable increase in the use of organic fertilizers, organic yield can even be significantly higher than those obtained from low inputs conventional farming. Employ organic soil management practices can also reduce the yield variability and vulnerability to drought. and other weather extremes. However, where modern inputs are available and more commonly used, hence the organic farmers typically have lower yield than conventional farmers. Yield gaps tends to increase during the process of economic development. That is a table means organic crop yield in comparison to conventional yield, and these are the result flow from global meta analysis. Then price premiums. Most of the organic farmers in developing countries produce cash crop. For example, tea, coffee, cocoa, and typical fruits for export to rich countries where consumers pay a significant price premium for certified organic products. However, the price premium at the relative not necessarily reflected in the price that farmers receive for their organic produce because various actors along the value chain also computed some of the benefits. Nevertheless, most of the studies found that organic premium at the farmers' levels range between 66% and 44%. Then the prices of selected commodities in western Maharashtra crops is the wheat organic product price like 80 to 120 per kg and non-organic product 25 to 80 rupees per kg, and there is the difference 55 to 40 rupees. Rice organic product 76 to 100 and non-organic product 30 to 80. Grapes 80 to 130 in organic products, and the chemical or non-organic products which will be 30 to 70, and differences are like 50 to 60. Cost of cultivation. Meeting certification requirement is often associated with certain investment cost that farmers have to bear individually, and it also involves a 3-year transition period which can be understood as a sunk cost. Although costs for chemical inputs are saved, maintaining and increasing yield require large quantities of organic material. The organic matter available at farm itself may not suffice, so that additional material has to be. The cost can be sustainable, especially when local market supply of organic matters limited. Furthermore, organic farming is typically more labor intensive as manual labor is needed for weeding, application of organic fertilizer, and other operations. In developing countries, certified farmers organizations usually offer services such as price information, training, credit or value addition to help farmers meet certification requirement and produce the quality demanded in international organic markets. As smallholder access to rural services is generally low, such initiative by certified organization can improve the situation more broadly and result in income gains. However, the range and quality of services to be provided is not specified in organic standard, so the relevance of such indirect benefits varies. Collective marketing or contractual arrangements are also common in smallholder organic value chain. Over profitability and income, some studies find that the price premium is insufficient to compensate for lower yield or higher production cost. Other studies suggest that organic certification contributes to higher profitability in the small farm sector. A narrow focus on the profit from one certified crop alone may yield an incomplete picture of the overall economic impact of organic farming. This is especially true in the small farm sector where households usually engage in multiple farm and off farm activities. For instance, when households decide to allocate land, labor, and capi- capital to organic production, the income from other economic activities may also be affected through research, reallocation, and other types of spillover. Then, broader social development goals. Unlike other sustainability standards such as fair trade, most organic standards do not include specific certification requirements related to social issues such as child labor or gender equality. Nevertheless, studies suggest that organic certification can affect social outcomes in positive and negative ways. If it improves income, organic certification may enable households to make beneficial investment in human capital formation. Several studies have also analyzed nutritional effects, suggesting that organic certification help to improve food security and dietary quality in farming household. Organic farming can also reduce occupational health hazards as farmers and farm workers are less exposed to chemical pesticides. Economic sustainability. The subjects that require concern are, from economic point of view, export oriented production system is given more emphasis that of domesticated demand. The Indian market is basically export oriented for organic products. Balance in trade should be given emphasis. Liability with green revolution. The food production in increase by the multi-fold, but at the same time, small-scale farmers was unable to pay back their liabilities. They had taken loans for production of crops but were unable to pay back and committed suicide. Market risk. The interest of small farm holders is always at stake due to market function. Employment. The main source of employment for rural population in agriculture, the organic farming system is basically labor intensive. Therefore, ample opportunity to employment is generated. Then, social sustainability. The main focus of sustainability is providing justice and social acceptability to farmers. The major concern is mentioned below. Like first is comprehensiveness. This is major concern for reducing the gap between rich and poor. Till this gap is reduced, cannot attain social sustainability. Gender, increase of traditional agriculture, the heaviest load in term of labor was carried by women and the benefit was controlled by male. So, in case of sustainable agriculture, it is ensured that equal load and benefits is divided between male and female. Then, food security. The conventional farming approach in India consider few crops only and not succeed in providing a balanced diet. In case of sustainable agriculture, priority is given towards improving quality and nutritional factor of food products. Cost benefit issue. In case of industrial agriculture, farmers gain profit by a significant increase in crop production, but there are long standing hidden costs that are incurred. Organic farming methods are being implemented for minimizing issues faced in conventional farming, and it is also cost effective. Few programs have been conducted by the government of Sweden, Canada, and Indonesia, focusing on practicing organic farming and the benefits such as reduction on the use of pesticide by 50% to 65% without foregoing harvest acquisitions and value along with incurring lesser expenses. New export opportunities are being created due to growing demand for organic food products, and many developing countries, including India, have created their market of organically produced food products. Then, the conclusion, the socio-economic effect of organic farming in developing countries are mixed. In some situations, organic certification contributed to significant welfare gains, but switching to organic is not always beneficial for small holders and should therefore not to be considered as a general strategy for poverty reduction. Then new export opportunities are being created due to growing demand for organic food products, and many developing countries, including, have created their market. Thank you.